So hi guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. Wow. Welcome to Chats and Chill, guys. Welcome to Chats and Chill, guys. Welcome, everyone. Sorry, I was out in a different. I was having a different tete-a-tete. I was having a different tete-a-tete. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Chats and Chill session with me. My name is, should I give the official one or the ones that now for chats and chill? Here they know me as Wall Street Papi. Officially, you know me as Joffrey, right? So, welcome to this session. It's a very great evening today. My apologies for just a few minutes being late. I was having a tete-a-tete, yeah, tete-a-tete. No, if you Google what's a tete-a-tete is, huh, I can see. Let me see who's around. You can see Alex, Omari, Lloyd, Alpha. Yeah, Alpha. I can see. I've just seen your message. I can see Amunywa, Brian, Kelvin, Cliff, Osundwa, Daktari, Hanmash. This Johnson, Leah, Sonia, Margaret Njuguna. Good evening, Maureen Munyoki, Nancy Muthoni, Rita. Ha. Let me just do a quick hi to everyone. Hi, Lloyd. Lloyd, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, Jeff.
Yeah, welcome. Alpha,
Thank you.
Geoffrey,
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
How are you, man?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. Welcome to this session. I can see Leah Sonia. Hi, Leah.
Thank you.
hmm Okay. Leah Sonia, hi. Rita. Hi, Rita.
Hi Wall Street Papi.
Hi, how are you?
Sasa unajua hapa mimi naitwa Ritzi.
Uh-huh.
Pia kuna majina mbili mbili, kuna official na kuna ya chat and chill.
Yeah,
Hapa mimi
exact.
ni Ritzi. Official
Uh-huh.
ni Rita.
Ndo
Yeah,
ndo nakuona sasa.
yeah. Tuko
How are
hapa
you?
sasa hivi.
How
We
are
are
you?
good. We are good. We are trying to keep the house warm as we waiting for you. Thank you
Uh,
Alpha kwa kutuitia.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to the session. I can see. Where is this Leah Sonia? Hi, Leah.
Hi, Jeffrey Mkopoa.
Tuko fiti sana. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just waiting for the analysis to begin.
Uh-huh.
Tuone vile kutakuwa.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, we're just about to start. We're just about to start off. Right. You're just about to start off right now. I can see. Let me see. It's just random. Hmm Uh, Let me see. Just random. So, welcome guys to this chat and chill. I can see there's quite a number. There's quite a number of us. There's quite a number of us right here. Now, how we usually do these sessions. This is usually more of an interactive session. Here we get to unmute, we get to have a conversation, we get to talk to each other. So this is usually a very vibrant, very vibrant, a very lively session. In case you have a question, you can just feel free to unmute. We get to have a chat. I'm sure that people have probably never heard their voices. But now as we get to now have this session, I'm sure I'm gonna hear some voices here. I can see Madam Boss has just landed. Cecilia, I can see Madam Boss has just landed. Um, Now we can get to start. We can get to start off. Now, this is usually a combination of, I usually have quite a number of people. Rita, I remember, had made a promise. The guys I was meant to, the guys I had meant to, I was meant to invite. So I still will still get to keep that. The problem is usually time zones, especially with these people. But I want to make a promise for when is third? No, we have third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This session here, this session for that it will be actually next week Monday. This session here, sixth upper. This one I'm sure you're going to have quite a number of us, including the people I had mentioned about. So I usually have a team. I usually have a team from abroad, so whereby we get to and they're usually also part of these sessions. Okay, so usually have share a lot of insights, we get to share a lot of knowledge together. Then we also get to discuss and share different ideas. If you listen to the previous episodes of Chat and Chill on YouTube, you can get to hear the different comments. You can get to hear the different sentiments we've had with different people and also the progress. If you listen to like the previous episodes where guys are talking about their progresses, from some of them even from 2024. So these are guys I've had 2024, then now 2025, and also this year as the community gets to grow, gets to grow bigger and better. So I'll make sure I get to fulfill that on Monday. That is sixth. That is on sixth Monday. That is next week. I'll get to fulfill that, and we'll get to have them here. And I'm looking at also having more of these kind of forums because if I give you an example of, let me show you. This is one of these communities I usually manage, and this is this one here. This is a community I usually manage. We've had this community now for about the past like 4 years. Now these are mostly guys from abroad. Majority of these people are not in the country. However, we are usually in constant communication, and that is actually how like some of the things I actually like get to probably I'll get to introduce over time on Discord is some of the things that we get to even do with these guys on a group like this. So you'll get to hear perspectives from guys. We'll get to hear perspectives from guys different across the world. All right. So we are not just limited to Nairobi, or you're just not limited to Kenya. We are diverse. If I click on this channel here and then you get to see the, let's say like, people where people are from different parts, you'll find guys, Mexico, you'll find guys, and now here you can see these guys from, Spain and, different other places. Now, this is how vibrant, right? This is how this vibrant this community is. Okay, you can get to see this is literally how vibrant this community is. So I'm also looking at the same kind of I'm also looking at the same kind of I'm also looking at the same kind of thing here. Okay. I'm also looking at the same kind of thing. So it's more or less rather introducing the same kind of concept. So where we are able to interact, build a solid community, not just online and also offline. We can get to link up, we can get to catch up anywhere, be able to interact as traders. So we don't just remain formal during during the formal sessions. Even right here, we get to build a community, share progresses, travels, anything and everything like that, right? So there's that, right? So you can see watualike Jeff watualike waliko tutasija sawa. I'll pass that message. Okay? Even for this group right here, because now this is now my private Discord. Even here we have like about three guys from we have about like three guys from we have two from different actually it's three guys from different countries even here within this Discord right here. So you're well diverse. We are well diverse. Okay. Now let's get into the analysis. Now when it comes to the analysis, I'll get to share first the sentiments from let's say I'll get to share my sentiments on the different pairs. Then anyone who has a pair you'd like me to look at, you can either feel free to either type it in the chat box or even get you on mute and then we get to speak. Brian Kevin, you see, I didn't leave you today. Let's kukuacha. So welcome to this session. And yeah, so very happy that everyone is has managed to join in, and now I guess we can get to start off. I've seen Daktari, can see Hanmash, Madam Boss Cecilia, then Johnson. Yeah, quite a number of us. So let's just get to start off. Now let me get to start off with what you currently have here. This is on GBP USD, and you remember I was very skeptical about this in the morning. Now the reason being was because we had not seen any candle close above this area here, because usually we are looking out for a scenario like this. So you get to see a candle close below. I mean, you get to see a candle close above. You get to see a candle close above like that. Okay. Then again, for this session, something to note again before I continue. Here, you're not just limited to currencies. Even if you want us to look at crypto, we'll get to look at crypto. Okay, we're not just limited to currencies alone. If you want us to have a look at crypto, I have a whole channel here on crypto, talking about crypto. I usually get to have a look at crypto, as much as I've not been sharing a lot of crypto content lately, because I mean, being more focused now on currencies, commodities, indices. I still do have a look at crypto. I also do have I also get to look at futures. I honestly I have a very great interest in futures. Okay, I have a very great interest in futures. And me being a swinger, it actually suits my personality, because I want to now slowly transition from swing trading now into position trading. Now, swing trading, we will have now Rita, Cecilia, Alpha, and the rest of now everyone else getting into swing trading. But I am slowly transitioning into position trading. I want to be able to comfortably hold positions for a whole 6, 8 months without flinching. Okay, so that is the progression. So even on crypto, in case you're looking at crypto or something, just feel free to ask, and we'll have a look at it. We get to check it out. Okay, so now back to what I was saying here on GBP USD. So for GBP USD, we've seen finally now what you're looking out for, the candle close above these areas here. Okay, we get to look at these areas here. So price broke above. No, price has finally broken above after all this consolidation here. You see these kind of scenarios you're seeing here. After all these, now you've seen price break above. So what I'll be looking out for now that we have an obstacle here is a slight retracement. So a slight push to the downside before now. We get to see another push to this first area of interest, which is the levels of 1.33 thousand areas. Okay. The levels of 1.33 thousand areas. Okay, because now here we have a minor range. We have a minor range from this supply all the way down to this demand and back to this supply for that range to be filled. I'll segregate, or rather I will create a session whereby we will tackle ranges as a topic by itself, right? We'll get to tackle ranges. I mean, we'll get to tackle ranges on them. We'll get to tackle ranges by themselves as a topic, right? So we have a minor range from this supply to this demand and back to this supply area here. Now that you already have enough confluences that price is actually expected to push to the upside, so what we get to see, or rather what we get to anticipate, is now we are anticipating a potential bullish push all the way to these areas of 1.33, potentially these areas of 1.33 thousand, 1.33 thousand areas. And if we now come to the daily time frame, we have this kind of scenario here. And now you can see we have a very strong push, and ideally we'll be looking at prices potentially coming to these areas of 1.33 thousand areas up here. Okay, potentially 1.33, we have potentially 1.33 thousand areas up here. So let's observe and see how price reacts to this. Then again, if we look at this demand, we have the range from this demand all the way to these highs and back to this demand. That range was filled. Then from here again, From here again, we get to see a nice push to the upside like that, all the way to now these immediate supply, because now the range that you're working with now is a smaller range from this supply to this demand. So let's observe and see how price gets to react to that. Then we have the dollar index. So the DXY, you've seen price eventually has broken above this key area of interest up here, like this. So now the working range we've been having again has been from this supply to this demand for the last 1 year, 2 months. So that is from all the way from around these areas here. So this is the range we've been working with all the way like this. So we have this, then we have this like that, then you have, like this, all the way up like that. So you have a breakout, you have a breakout, a retest. So we get to see, will we get to anticipate a potential continuation of the rally higher, or will we get to see price break and keep pushing to the downside? So now what we will be doing is observing at this particular, what we'll be doing is observing at this area, all right? What we'll be doing is observing at this area so that we get to see, are we looking at a potential, so are you looking at a potential continuation of the rally higher, or are we looking at a potential shift in market structure, right? So currently, what you're doing right here is observation. So you get to observe and see how price reacts. You get to observe and see how price gets to react to, this. Okay. So we have that on the dollar. We have that on the dollar index. Then if you come to probably the 4 hour time frame, this is what we have. So right here you can see price back at this area. So now we have two, either price can react from here, or we can get to see the push all the way down to this area before now, potential push to the upside. So these are the two key areas of interest to observe and see the potential reactions that we will be looking out for. All right. So we have that on the dollar index. You can see there's a couple of comments. Let me see what we're looking at. So I can see I fear futures. Can you introduce us to futures? Yeah, sure. I can introduce you to futures. Which broker do you use for crypto? Crypto depends. I can either use props. I can either use props for crypto, mostly props because they give good margins. Yeah, they give good margins for crypto. Then yeah, I can introduce you to futures. But now you see, I can introduce you to futures. But now we usually have we usually have a limited number of futures. We usually have a limited number of futures compared to probably if I recommend a different platform for specifically futures. If you're looking to trade things like nat gas, you're looking to trade things like crude oil futures, Brent oil futures, yeah, things like that. Because myself, I like looking at energy futures. You can also get to look at the indices futures. Let's say like the S&P futures, the Nasdaq futures, the Dow Jones futures. Okay, so mostly props for crypto. For futures is a different platform because even props there's even props for futures as well. Okay, and much. Then Madam Boss, finally, Cecilia, Jeff, hey, I hope one day you will give me a topic to handle for you. Yeah, sure. Sure. Actually, one thing, it's something that I've been thinking of. It's something that I've been thinking of. I can handle, I can actually give, there is you, there is Alpha, and there is Rita. So I can actually be giving you segments. Let's say, for example, next week, let's say like next week on Monday, I give you a segment. Then the other week I'll give Alpha a segment. The other week I'll give Rita a segment. Then the other week probably I'll give someone else a segment based off the kind of progress that guys have made. So that it also doesn't come like all the information is just coming from myself. Okay, so that it can be as interactive as possible. And also it's also good to learn from each other. As much as as much as I am the one like coordinating this, it's also good to learn from each other. So yeah, Cecilia, that is good. I mean, you can plan either next week Monday or the other week. I'd also want Alpha on board as well. So Alpha, count yourself in. Rita as well, count yourself in. And so I'll be giving guys segments to be able to. I'll be giving guys segments to be able to join in. Fair enough. I mean, perfect. Yeah. So, Rita, you're in. Cecilia, you're in. Alpha as well. So I'll be giving you segments. You can even start from next week, Monday. So you can even start from next week on Monday, right? We can get started. So Cecilia, if I tell you be ready, you get ready. So you can actually even be like rotating it around because again I know there is one guest I know there's one guest I had invited. She has also her own different community, but well, we are going to just work our way around being able to be giving each other like topics or even either topics or pairs. Then we can so that we can get to comfortably learn from each other. So that is good. That is very good. Yeah, I'm also in great idea. Perfect, Alpha. I know the perfect Avengers for the I know the perfect Avengers for the task, right? I know the perfect Avengers for the task. Cecilia, Alpha, Rita. So yeah, you can easily get to work that out. Okay. So there's that on the dollar index. Then let's have a quick look at Euro USD. Now there we have Euro USD. So currently, currently, this is what you have. We've seen price break below this area here and form a lower low. We've seen price break below this area and formed lower low at this particular point. Then now you're seeing price retrace back to the previously broken demand to retest it as a new supply before you get to see potentially a potential. I mean, we get to see a potential continuation of the drop lower like that because now these are a very key area of demand. And if you look at the number of times price has reacted from this level as a very key area of interest, it's quite a number, although price now missed out on here by few pips. So this is a major zone. Okay, this is a major zone. Also, it's important to be able to learn how to distinguish the difference between a major zone and a minor zone. Like now, this is a major zone. You can see the strength of the move, very sharp. This one major zone, very sharp. The price comes, breaks below. So at this particular point, as long as price does not break above to invalidate the potential setup that you're looking out for, ideally, I'd treat this as a drop-based drop. Now, the range from this demand to this supply and back to this demand has been filled like that. So now you have a break below, a retest, then a potential continuation of the drop lower. All right. So let's observe and see. Let's get to observe and see how price reacts to this. So now this on the daily time frame. So if that is the observation, where are we expecting to see price go to? Now you see these areas down here. I'd be looking at potentially seeing prices drop all the way down to these next demand area at 1.12 for 80 areas down here. This will be our next key area of interest. That is if our setup works out. If our setup works out, this is the kind of scenario that we will be looking